Kamorora Group Ranch is a 26,993 hectares land in Loita Ward, Narok South Sub-County, Narok County. It is registered under the title CIS Mara Nguruman Kamorora 1 and has more than 2,000 members. The group ranch was incorporated on 5th March 1974 and registered under the Registered Land Act in the name of Nguruman Kamorora Group Ranch on 19th June 1975. The group ranch members worked with the first investor, Mr. Philip Leakey, from 1974 to 1984, who was then operating a hunting safari company, the Nguruman Park Ltd, and also undertook horticultural activities in Nguruman area located in the southeastern part of the ranch. The members benefited substantially from land rent mutually agreed with Mr. Leakey during the period of engagement. On 15 July 1984, members were introduced to a potential investor by the name Mr. Hermanus Phillips Stein. He proposed members to form a company in which he will join to provide finances to operationalize the ranch through a lease for the members' benefit. Soon thereafter, the members dissolved the Narok Nguruman Kamorora 1 Group Ranch and resolved to incorporate a company by the name Nguruman Ltd to source finances and run business in the land. Instead of the new company being incorporated, the promoter, in his own schematic ways and without the knowledge of other members, changed the name of a company he and one Mr. Eastwood incorporated and co-owned on January 13, 1974, called Rift Valley Seed Company, registration number 12389, to Nguruman Ltd on June 20, 1984, where members were allocated 50 shares each. The basis of share allocation was not made clear to members. There was also no clear intentions on the remaining 726 shares, and the entire subsequent division of the shares was not explained to the members. The promoters of this company, however, informed members that the remainder of the shares were to be used to raise finances through equity to develop and operationalize the ranch activities, which later turned to be pure fraud. The company's name change also brought on board one Mr. Eastwood in the company shareholding and consequently in the Kamorora land business without members' consent. The members, in 1986, leased the Kamorora land to Nguruman Ltd for 20 years. They expected to benefit from dividends from the company's business in the land for the lease period. According to audit reports, the Nguruman Ltd hardly posted any profits in the 20 years lease period, hence members did not benefit from any dividend. As a result, most members were pressed to transfer some of their shares to Stein in exchange of money. The use of the money from the share transfer was not transparent and did not make any difference in the company's business. Further, the investor, Mr. Hermanus Phillips Stein, transferred to himself and his wife Hedda Stein without the knowledge of other shareholders the previously non-committed company's shares. Surprisingly enough, this did not improve the company's liquidity to better shareholders' dividends. All this falsehood denied shareholders benefit from the company's business for the 20 years lease period. The same investor, in collaboration with two company directors, Messrs. Moses Ololuwaya and James Kone, hoarded information on the company's operation from a few shareholders who could read and also took advantage of the majority illiterate members. This kept shareholders in darkness on the Nguruman Ltd operation and consequently disfranchised, distressed, and impoverished them in the entire lease period. The investor, Mr. Hermanus Phillips Stein, in his fraudulent schemes together with the directors of the company, attempted to equate transfer of shares to permanent Kamorora land transfers by shareholders. This happened when they applied for land transfer consent through the Narok Land Control Board on 6 November 1984, as per the records, which was declined. This therefore means that the land was not transferred through the sold shares in the company as purported by the investor. Towards the end of the lease period, shareholders came to learn that H.P. Stein purportedly sold half of the land to one Mr. Jan Nelson Bonde without members' consent. Mr. Jan Nelson Bonde heavily developed this section of his illegally bought land with ecotourism facilities, access roads, airstrip, and employed many local people. When the lease expired in 2006, the members wrote several letters to the leasee, Mr. H.P. Stein, to vacate the land in vain. When Mr. Jan Nelson Bonde realized that the landowners are planning to evict Mr. H.P. Stein, who purportedly sold him half of the land, they began to differ on many things, including fraud around the land sale. Their battle escalated to property destruction and initiation of court cases. This climaxed when High Court upheld trespass case filed by Nguruman Ltd against Shompole and all Kiramatian group ranches that gave it auctioning authority. The Maasais from these group ranches on November 1, 2014 invaded and destroyed all the property in Kamorora as they contested the ruling of auctioning the two group ranches, and that would have displaced more than 5,000 families. This led to eviction of the two investors from the land to date. There have been several court cases on the Kamorora land ownership. At some point, the Kamorora community were given back their land through the Narok Resident Magistrate Court ruling on 9 September 2009 that upheld a decree issued by the Land Tribunal in Narok Ololunga Land and Settlement Office. It was however later withdrawn by a High Court case ruling on an appeal from Mr. H.P. Stein and Company on the technicality of magistrate court jurisdiction jurisprudence and not on land ownership. Because the original owners have been financially weakened by the oppressive and fraudulent investors, the ability to sustain these court cases and appeals as they front their issues in a bid to secure their land ownership in the legal spaces has been weakened. It's for this reason that we appeal to all relevant government agencies, that is, the National Land Commission, Attorney General's Office, and the Narok County government to support this community to regain their land. We also appeal to all people of goodwill and human land rights organizations for financial support to help this indigenous Maasai community in litigation processes as they strive to get back their land.